Hey everybody, it's Cindy McMahon. I thought I would do a quick video because today my real estate travels took me to two little hamlets that start with the letter W. So WYNANTSKILL and Watervliet. Let's do Watervliet first. So Watervliet is a town that was formed when industry was king. It's a very working class town. There's several two families, lots of two family units in Watervliet. It wraps around the Watervliet Arsenal, which at the time, was a big producer of equipment for the different war efforts. I don't know how long it's been in business, but a long time. And currently, I still think it is the Department of Defense, and that things are happening there with the, somebody's out walking their dog, with the government and defense, but there are also a lot of little incubators and tech programs that are going on in the Watervliet Arsenal. But in any case, I digress. The Watervliet Arsenal is kind of the central part of Watervliet, and Watervliet wraps around it. Watervliet goes along the Hudson River. And the side of Watervliet that is closer to Albany is called the Port Schuyler side. That is typically the more desirable side of Watervliet. Like people say, oh, I live in Port Schuyler. On the other side of Watervliet is Broadway, and comes out of the bridge that comes out of Troy. There's, like I said, a lot of 2 and 3 family units in Watervliet. It's a great place for investors. There are also many single family homes, and there is also a very long history of people that have lived in Watervliet for a long time, and they don't want to live anywhere else. That's where they grew up. That's where their kids wind up moving. There's the Watervliet High School, Watervliet Junior and Senior High School is combined, and then the Watervliet Elementary School also on the more northern side of Watervliet. And right across the river is Troy, right up the hill is Latham. So you're very centrally located if you live in Watervliet, and I think there's a nice sense of community there. There's sidewalks, there's businesses that are usually open if it's not COVID, and there's a lovely bike path that goes along the Hudson River, and it will take you into Albany, or it'll take you up through Cohoes and Latham and along the Mohawk. So it's a great bike path, and again, I think it's an awesome place to invest. WYNANTSKILL. Let's talk about WYNANTSKILL. So WYNANTSKILL is across the river from Watervliet. If you are moving here, you will definitely start to hear about one side of the river and the other side of the river. And I don't think either has a different connotation, but when people live on the Albany side of the river, they tend to think that it's a big hike to come across the river. It only takes exactly 30 seconds to cross, maybe a little bit longer than 30 seconds, but it's not a hard thing. So WYNANTSKILL is in Rensselaer County. It is across the river, and down a little bit, so more south towards Albany. It's outside of Troy. So if you are in Watervliet and you're going across the river, you're going to hit Troy. And then if you come up the hill, you'll hit the east side of Troy, and then you'll hit WYNANTSKILL. So WYNANTSKILL is kind of like a bedroom community outside of Troy. It's in the town of North Greenbush, so that makes the taxes fairly attractive. And it has a union-free school district. And I'm not sure what the advantages are to being union-free or not union-free, but it's a small, very popular school district, especially, again, for people who are familiar with it and grew up with it. It goes kindergarten through 8th grade. And then after that, you still live in WYNANTSKILL. You get the choice of going to different high schools. You can go to Columbia, which is East Greenbush. You can go to Averill Park. You can go to the city of Troy. And I think you can also go to Tech Valley. So that's kind of a cool thing. And you get busing, and that's all part of the deal. What else can I tell you about WYNANTSKILL? So WYNANTSKILL has a main street. It's actually called Main Avenue, and that heads down into the east side of Troy. There are some sidewalks there, which is nice, and there's some businesses along that. There's a nice new eatery called Edelin's Eatery, and then there's a long-time Italian place called Labella's that's been in business for a long, long time. And again, WYNANTSKILL is one of those places, so it's between Troy and Averill Park, West Sand Lake, Brunswick area. And it's not exactly rural, but it's not exactly urban. It's definitely a little bit more suburban, I would say. You'd see a lot of capes and ranches that were built in the 50s and 60s, so a post-World War II kind of boom town. Small, cozy, everyone knows everybody. So those are two neighborhoods that I know an awful lot about, and I love working in both of them. If you have any desire to find out more about those neighborhoods or any of the other in the capital region, Albany, Schenectady, Troy, Saratoga, and any place in between or around, I'm your girl, Cindy McMahon, Hunt Real Estate, 518-496-1299. Have an awesome day.